Hey everybody, hope all is well. If you will, give me just a few minutes. Let's take a look at this clip and have a brief conversation, okay? It's about them dollars. Check it, fair use.
Frank. Hey there, Morgan. Well, Black spending power, it reached a record $1.6 trillion in 2021. The ability to buy, save, and invest more than doubling since 2000. That growth actually exceeded the full U.S. economy, but lagged other ethnic groups. Latinos with a 288% increase, Asians with a more than 380% rise in their spending power. However, other groups have also seen an increase in their net worth. Black Americans instead have seen their wealth actually fall by 14%. With the S&P rising more than 25% last year and college grads earning about 60% more than non-grads typically, many Black business leaders say the community really needs to rethink how it spends.
We've got to massively over-index in education. The more education you have, the better you do. Whether you're cashing a check or writing one, meaning working for someone else or working for yourself, the more education you have makes you better off.
I would love to see us spend more money in the stock market. Instead of buying the hottest new thing, buy the stock of the hottest new thing. And that's something that you can also pass down generation to generation.
Black home ownership has actually fallen more than 3% since 2000. Annually, Black families accumulate $300 billion less in wealth than white families, and they save $75 billion less. The racial wealth gap's only widened now. It stands at more than $11 trillion. Carl?
Now, here's what I want you to do, and I'll try and make this very, really brief. This was a couple of weeks ago. So if you are looking at these ticker symbols and you're like, oh my God, look at that. That's my stock. Yeah, slow down, Buttercup. This is maybe like 2 weeks ago. So down here, the ticker symbols, the pricing, this is not up to date. All right. It's like 2 weeks ago, but I've had a busy schedule. I wanted to show this part. Okay. Black ownership down 3%. People think, oh my God, you're a hater. You hate Black women. I mean, Black men. Boy, stop. Boy, bye. My father was a Black man. All right. My father raised me, and I'm older now. At the time, I didn't see it. I'm very thankful. My father's deceased. I'm very thankful how he raised me in business. When he talked to me about men and husbands, look for a provider. We didn't do dust bucket then. That's why I don't do it now. I was taught not to. My dad taught me how to assess the situation, and be it personal or business, how to read the room, how to read life. As he said before, he said about people that keep doing dumb things. You've been here all this time, and you still haven't learned these people. You don't know how life works. You've been here how long? So this is why I talk about things like Dusty and the Dustinas and the Mammies. I'm not trying to put you down, but I am trying to put you on game. See, here's a look at this right here. So we build $300 billion less wealth annually. We have to accept the fact that in our lovely group, we got some wealth trainers. Oh yeah. Remember the video I did where the little TT he was arrested for murking 2 people, and as a result, his mother, somehow they were able to come up with $40,000 to get him bail, for him only to be released and murked by one of the children's parents. $40,000 could have gone to the stock market. Somebody could have bought a home with it. We have to identify the problems, and sometimes people are a problem. Mammy, sometimes dear Black Queen Mama, absentee daddy, when he shows up, oh hey, how you been? I ain't seen you in 25 years. Just like I turned 25 yesterday. I ain't seen you in 25 years. And the dust bucket shows up, and here you are because we've been taught. I hate to say this, our people really sympathize with ignorance. The majority. This person is not productive. Oh, we gotta have some sympathy and love for him. Hey, this person here wants to start a business, get education. Good luck with that. There's no help. But commit a crime, somebody's gonna come up and mammy's gonna spend their last dime. All this is having an adverse effect on us individually and collectively. And I thought about it. Look at all the money. If we were to add up, but there's a way to show how much money has been spent on legal fees for dusty, diabolical, deadly behavior. How much money I wonder have we spent putting on to lawyers? Or better yet, no, putting on commissary accounts on the books. Well, listen, we gotta stick by 'em. Yeah, and it's your family. That's why you financially dying. Financially dying. That's why. The decisions that we're making. Everyone's going to have to get to a point where we start thinking for ourselves. What Meemaw saying, this person got a problem, that person got a problem. Sorry to hear about it. They got to stop touching your pockets. They have to. Look at all the money spent on ignorance. And I mean supporting people. Because I know how Black women do. Been there, done that. You up here supporting people. You up here taking care of kids you never have. Taking care of yours and somebody else's too, and taking care of your man. Ladies, who's taking care of you? That home ownership down 3%. We build $300 billion less wealth annually. We already know the Dutchies are costing us $50 billion annually in the community. The racial wealth gap, us individually, we can only do what's best for us, and that's what I'm hoping to do. We have got to do better. Now, when all this happened with the George Floyd, what happened in the protest, you had all of these companies hollering about, oh, we're going to bring in so much diversity and yada, yada, yada. Where is it at? We still have the highest unemployment. Ergo, there are some programs out there to assist us. Take advantage of them if you can. But we have to do self-accountability. We have to be on self-preservation. And when you're on self-preservation, you're going to have to learn to block out all the noise. Mama the mammy, good luck, Buttercup. We're not funding you because you want a new Cadillac. We're not funding you and your man or your son or your grandson. There's a saying, not my son. Well, guess what? Not my dollars. Not my dollars. Hashtag not my purse. Hashtag not my son. We got to do something. You're right. We have to do something. We have to do better. We have to create generational wealth for our children. Things are not going to get better. They're going to get a heck of a lot worse. And the issue is we're not planning. The issue is we've been stopping at Mammy Biscuits and doing the same old thing. In this group, we are taught to always think about, well, he got a criminal record and somebody got to help him. Who was helping him to commit that crime? Did he seek your advice then before he did all of that? Before she decided to carry the seat of Poverty D over and over and over again, did she call you when she was going over to Poverty D's house, inviting him into hers? Now we have the aftermath, and somebody's supposed to sit up here and go, oh, well, here's some money, here's 50 for some diapers, and here's 100 here, and here we are just giving money to some woman who keeps making bad decisions over and over and over again. While the boo, the man that got her pregnant, he's probably getting somebody else pregnant. This has to stop. She's going to have to learn on her own. I'm sorry. How much money have you spent helping family members out? Paying somebody's rent. Paying this, paying that. That's money you could have invested. We have to, I think we're at a time in 2022, it has to be about you. We're going to have to do some corrections like the stock market does. We have to correct our behavior. We have to correct our financial behavior. We have to. We have to correct the thinking pattern. We can't go along with the Mammy Biscuits and what Mama said and all that. We love and respect you. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. We love and respect you, but that's why we're going to have to change how we do. Why? To provide a better future. A lot of women, some or in some situations due to the men, then looking at our children to pick up the slack. That's whack. We're supposed to invest in them. We're going to have to start doing some things way differently. Because if not, keep on going to where we're going. We have some people who can build well. How the hell are they going to build something if we keep dragging them down? So our refusal to accept knowledge, and some people don't like me, you don't have to. Even if you don't like me, you don't hate my guts. Guess what? I still wish the best for you because I don't want you to have your ass broke. Learn to invest. Wall Street is on sale. Especially if you're young. Now's the time to buy. Hold it. Look at some A-rated companies. Hell, I plan on buying Monday. And I'm down tens of thousands of dollars. Aren't you scared? Simply said, I've seen it before. You're going to have some losers, you're going to have some winners. I bought Dan. What? Even it's down, it's at $38. I'm chilling like a villain. Because I bought it at 12 when it crashed. I'm going to hold. You know, I bought it in phase, $7. Oh, it went down to 150 something. Now I bought it at 7. I'm holding. So the racial wealth gap, and especially ladies, don't have men to depend on. We're gonna have to go ahead and do our own close the wealth gap for ourselves. We have to. It's 2022. It has to be about you. And let me check one more thing on here. One moment, please.
Carl, over to you. Frank, thanks for that. Frank Holland joining us to continue that conversation. David Clooney, Executive Director of the Blak Economic Alliance. David, welcome back. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you, Carl. Thanks for having me.
You know, I was just thinking back in the wake of George Floyd, we talked a lot about promises that corporate America was making about diversity and inclusion and making capital available to a large part of Black America. Do you think those promises have held?
No, I don't.
So, you know, it's been a little less than 2 years since George Floyd's murder in May of 2020. And let's start with the good. You know, we've seen an unprecedented level of commitment, both financial and rhetorical, to racial equity. Companies are talking about racial equity with a particular focus on Black Americans and the need to create a new system that proactively includes and lifts up Black people, particularly economically. So all of that is good. You know, I think there is a need for us to dig deeper about how we got here and you know how we can prescribe effective solutions, and data is a huge tool to doing that. So you know, when companies are looking at both the experience of their employees internally, but also their performance in serving communities of color, data is an invaluable asset that we are just starting to uncover. And I also should add that we need to disaggregate that data to figure out exactly where your strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities are.
All right. Now we're entering a period here where lapping fiscal stimulus and expirations of things like the expanded child tax credit are going to weigh heavily on minority households across the country. I wonder how you think that conversation is going to go in the coming months.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
So here's what I want to end on. Diversifying corporate America. Racial and ethnic inequities have cost the U.S. economy $51 trillion in lost output since 1990. U.S. GDP has lost $16 trillion as a result of discrimination against Black Americans over the past 20 years, according to a 2020 Citi report. So, and I thought about this here, and I'll say this in closing. The U.S. GDP lost $16 trillion as a result of discrimination against Black Americans. Why wouldn't they reverse that? Look at it this way. As I heard an older person say, somebody has to be on the bottom. So if you look at it for the community as a whole, there's no safety net. Somebody has to be on the bottom. So in my opinion, to keep you on the bottom, guess what? They're going to keep the status quo. And you can call it like it is. Because more than likely, if we even the playing field is going to defy a lot of discriminatory things that we hear about, especially about Black women. I really believe that. If you even the correction, even the playing field, guess what? We could create a whole lot of wealth. I kid you not. And there could be a possible reversal. There will be more generational wealth created for Black families. So in this case here, you think about it, the US GDP has lost 16 trillion as a result of discrimination against Black Americans over the past 20 years. The correction collectively is not going to come. Why? Somebody has to be on the bottom, and with the status quo the way it is now, Black people are on the bottom. So guess what? We're going to have to change our trajectory individually. Yes, individually. We're going to have to rethink things. It would be so great if we could just stop the jealousy and the low self-esteem and self-hatred. I love us for real. This is the only group where you'll find people, even in families, they're getting jealous. I love my people, but damn, sometimes y'all, this group here is just exasperating. Only in the Black family do we have people who are so jealous and so narrow-minded and so damn hating that you don't support your own. And not every Black business person is, oh, they ain't professional. Cut the bullshit. And these other communities in the hood, they treat you like gum on a shoe. They treat you like SHIT on a shoe, and you still got your ass going up in there. This is the only group that downs its own for having a business or wanting to have one. And you want to know why? It's learned behavior. It's learned behavior. And this learned behavior, I hate to say it, it really aids in the inequity, in the wealth gap. Oh yeah, we're not completely innocent in this wealth gap. The racial wealth gap, no, we're actually aiding it. And how do we aid it? Because the jealousy and self-hatred, some people aren't motivators and some are, and we're hoping deep down inside that, oh my gosh, I hope it doesn't work. Another Black person working for the Klan. Call it whatever the hell you want, physically and financially. So there's not going to be a way where I don't see anything happening where all of a sudden, oh my gosh, things are going to be on an even playing field. Oh, there's going to be a reparations check and all that. You and I both know, I hate to say it, I think it is truly, oh, but let's be real, it'll be so much death. Oh my gosh, it would be horrendous. That's sad. But this here, diversifying corporate America, when I was showing those promises, oh yes, we're going to hire so many, I knew it was just smoke and mirrors. Why? Free advertisement, free PR. We're going to be dedicated to more diversity. And we still have the highest number of unemployment in the country. What are those promises? Broken promises. Those broken promises, some may be well-intended, yet actions speak louder than words. Going to bring on all these minorities. A lot of people, a lot of Black people who are educated, have degrees, and they are under and paid. If not unemployed, underemployed. That's part of the plan. They lost $16 trillion as a result of discrimination against Black Americans over the past 20 years, and it's not going to stop this year or next year. So all that diversification, all those conversations, it was good press, good PR, good press, good PR. Then I can go get a grant, get money from the government, and we're going to start this program. And Black folks, please wake up. When people do things like that, they can get money. They can go ahead and get money and possibly get grants from the government. Do you not understand? When they start these programs, they are creating a job for their own. Well, it's to teach. They said, where's your job at? Let's see the jobs. Well, we got a program. Why? Some people understand life is business, ours don't. But they made all those promises, and I wouldn't be surprised somebody got some government money off a grant. They're trying to be very slick. Oh, we're going to go ahead and do a study on how it can affect the company. What the hell you mean a study? Is there a study to see how, if you go ahead and do a business and hire a lot of white people, how that'll affect the company? But with us, there might have to be a study. And that's just an example. Why would a person do that? So they can get some kind of funding. and then put their daughter or somebody that looks like them in charge, and that person has a job. Under the skies of we're going to try to diversify. You see how that works? And it's things like that. I hate to say it. Our people don't want to listen. Don't want to listen, don't want to hear it. And you wonder why you're at the bottom, because you don't listen. Don't want to hear anything differently. We're like popcorn knowledge. I need to hear 1 and 1 is 2, and eyes on my way, and eyes good. And that's why a lot of us are eyes is at the bottom. 2022, it has to be about you. I urge you, forget about groupthink and think individually. Think individually. There is no raffle that's going to come and save this community. It's just not. There's not going to be you may have a few lifeboats here and there, different little programs, but collectively, you're going to have to learn to do it on our own. And what he just said is so very true. Over-indexing education. Well, if we're all caught up in entertainment, John Hope Bryant, Operation Hope CEO, if we're all caught up in entertainment and we're consumed with it, how are we going to be, quote, over-indexing education if we're not willing to listen to a different point of view? We want to do one thing, looking straight, do a little bit of work and a lot of entertainment and laugh and kiki and chill. I'll quote the lady in the comment section about Les Brown. Wherever you are today, you made an appointment to be there. I want us to all have success. I want us to improve our lives. So thanks for listening to this boring video. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts. I'm out. Take care.